Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Alex.
And I'm Emma. Welcome to English Conversations Daily. We're so happy you're here with us today. Whether this is your very first episode or you've been following us since the beginning, we want to say thank you for spending part of your day with us.
Here at English Conversations Daily, our goal is simple. We help you improve your English through real conversations, everyday situations, useful expressions, and stories that make learning feel natural. Instead of memorizing long grammar rules, you'll hear English the way people actually speak it every day.
So, whether you're preparing for a vacation, moving to an English-speaking country, studying for school, improving your career, or simply building confidence, you're in the right place. And remember, you don't have to understand every word today. The more you listen, the more familiar English becomes. Little by little, you'll notice yourself understanding more and speaking with greater confidence.
So grab a cup of coffee, relax, and enjoy today's conversation with us.
So, Alex, how's your morning going?
Pretty good. I stopped by my favorite coffee shop before coming here. I ordered my usual coffee, but somehow they gave me someone else's order.
Really? What did you end up with?
A giant iced caramel drink with extra whipped cream. Definitely not what I ordered, but you know what? It was actually pretty good. Maybe I should order it again next time.
Sometimes the best surprises happen by accident. Although, I still think you're a hot coffee person.
You're probably right. Speaking of traveling, one thing I always look forward to when I visit a new city is trying local coffee shops. They're a great way to experience everyday life.
That's true. And today's story actually begins just after Carlos leaves the airport. He has his luggage. He's officially entered the United States. Now he has one more challenge before he can finally relax. He needs to find his Uber and get to his hotel.
If you've ever traveled to another country, you've probably had that same experience. You're standing outside the airport. There are people everywhere. Cars are arriving every minute. You're checking your phone, looking for your driver, and hoping you're in the right pickup area.
The good news is that today's episode will help you feel much more confident in exactly that situation. You'll learn useful vocabulary, everyday expressions, natural conversations, and a few interesting grammar discoveries that native speakers use all the time.
So let's get ready. Today's journey begins outside Los Angeles International Airport.
Before Carlos finds his Uber, let's get you ready with a few words and expressions you'll hear during today's conversation. Don't worry about memorizing everything. Just listen, relax, and when you hear these expressions later, they'll already sound familiar.
Exactly. Think of this as warming up before a workout. We're simply getting our ears ready for real English. And today, we're going to hear English exactly the way many Americans speak every day.
Our first expression is, pop the trunk. At first, this sounds a little strange. Nobody is actually popping anything. It simply means, open the trunk of your car.
You'll hear this expression all the time when someone is helping you load luggage. For example, could you pop the trunk? Sure. I'll put the suitcase in. Very natural.
Here's another situation. Maybe you're going grocery shopping. Your hands are full of bags. Your husband, wife, or friend might say, I'll pop the trunk. Again, it simply means, I'll open the trunk.
The second expression is, hop in. This one is one of my favorites. It doesn't mean you literally jump into the car. It's simply a friendly way to say, get in.
Exactly. Your Uber driver might smile and say, hi, hop in. Or maybe your friend picks you up after work. They stop the car and say, hop in, it's warm. Friendly. Very common. Next we have, drop me off. This means, take me to a place and let me get out there.
For example, could you drop me off at the hotel? Or, can you drop me off at the airport? Or, maybe, my dad dropped me off at school this morning. Different places. Same expression. Native speakers use this all the time. Here's one you'll probably hear if you ever visit Los Angeles. Traffic's a nightmare.
Don't worry. Nobody is talking about bad dreams. It's simply a very common way of saying, the traffic is really, really bad.
If you've ever been stuck in traffic for an hour, you might say, "Traffic was a nightmare today." And if you live in Los Angeles, you might say it almost every day.
Our last expression is, keep the change. This one is very useful. Imagine your ride costs $27. You give the driver $30. Instead of waiting for the $3 back, you simply smile and say, keep the change.
You'll also hear this at coffee shops, restaurants, pizza delivery, or anywhere someone gives you change. It's a short, polite way of saying, you can keep the rest as a tip.
We'll come back to this expression later because there's a small cultural difference that surprises many Spanish speakers. We'll explain that after today's story.
Perfect. Now you've already met today's expressions. Don't worry if you can't remember all of them. Your only job right now is to listen. See if you can recognize them naturally while Carlos is talking with his Uber driver. You might be surprised by how much you understand.
All right. Carlos has just walked outside Los Angeles International Airport. His phone says, your Uber driver has arrived. Let's go meet Mike.
Carlos follows the signs that say, ride share pickup. He checks his phone one more time. Your driver has arrived. A gray Toyota Camry slowly pulls up. The driver's window rolls down.
Hi, are you Carlos?
Yes, that's me. Hi.
Great, I'm Mike. Welcome to Los Angeles.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Go ahead and pop the trunk. I'll help you with your backpack.
Thanks. I really appreciate it.
Carlos places his backpack inside the trunk.
Perfect. Hop in whenever you're ready.
Thanks.
Comfortable back there?
Yes, everything's perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Before we get going, can you just confirm your destination?
Sure. I'm staying at the City View Hotel in downtown Los Angeles.
Perfect. I've got it. We'll be there in about 45 minutes, depending on traffic.
45 minutes? Wow. Is it always that busy?
Well, welcome to Los Angeles. Traffic's a nightmare around this time of day.
I've heard that before. I guess it's true.
Oh, it's definitely true. Some people spend 2 hours driving home after work.
Really? That's hard to imagine.
You'll get used to hearing people complain about traffic around here. It's almost a daily tradition. So, is this your first time visiting Los Angeles?
Actually, no. I came here many years ago with my family, but it's my first time traveling here by myself.
That's exciting. Do you have any plans while you're here?
Yes, I'm planning to visit Hollywood, Santa Monica, Griffith Observatory, and later this week, I'm driving down to San Diego. I've always wanted to spend more time exploring California.
That's a great plan. California has a little bit of everything. Beaches, mountains, big cities, national parks. There's always something to do.
I'm really looking forward to it.
You'll have a great time. And if you like good food, you're in the right city.
Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to trying some local restaurants. Do you have any recommendations?
Absolutely. If you like Mexican food, I know a couple of amazing places. And if you're staying downtown, there's some really good coffee shops nearby too.
That sounds perfect. I love discovering places that local people recommend.
That's usually the best way to travel. Guidebooks are helpful, but locals always know the hidden gems. Looks like traffic is finally moving. We should be at your hotel in about 15 minutes.
Great. Thank you for the ride. You've been very helpful.
My pleasure. I hope you enjoy your stay. Here we are, City View Hotel, right in front of the main entrance.
Perfect. Could you drop me off right here, please?
Of course. You're all set. Have a wonderful trip.
Thank you so much. Here's $30. Keep the change.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Have a great time in Los Angeles.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You too. Take care.
That was a really pleasant ride. Mike wasn't just driving Carlos to the hotel. He was welcoming him to Los Angeles.
Exactly. And that's something I hope everyone noticed. The conversation wasn't only about transportation. It was about making a connection. Sometimes, Even a 5 or 10 minute conversation with a stranger can make you feel much more comfortable in a new place.
I also noticed that Mike didn't use complicated English. Most of his sentences were actually short and simple.
That's true. And I think that's encouraging for anyone learning English. Many learners believe native speakers always use difficult words. But in everyday life, people usually communicate with simple vocabulary. What makes English sound natural isn't using difficult words. It's knowing the expressions people use every day.
Exactly. Expressions like, hop in, you're all set, traffic's a nightmare. Those are the little pieces that make conversations sound natural.
Another thing I really liked was Carlos's attitude. Did you notice he wasn't trying to speak perfect English? He was simply having a conversation. He asked questions. He showed curiosity. He thanked Mike. He smiled. That's exactly how communication works.
I think that's a really important reminder. Sometimes learners spend so much time worrying about making mistakes that they forget the real goal is simply connecting with another person.
Exactly. People usually remember how friendly you were, not whether every sentence was grammatically perfect. So don't be afraid to speak. Even if your English isn't perfect yet, every conversation helps you become a little more confident.
And speaking of confidence, let's take a closer look at some of the expressions Mike used during the ride. I think you'll be surprised by how often native speakers use them. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the expressions Mike used during the ride. These are the kinds of expressions you'll hear every day in the United States. And the great thing is, once you learn them, you'll start noticing them everywhere.
Exactly. They're short, they're natural, and they make your English sound much more like everyday conversation. Let's start with the first one. Mike said, "Go ahead and pop the trunk." As we mentioned earlier, this simply means, open the trunk of the car. It's an informal expression, but it's completely normal. Don't be surprised if you hear it from an Uber driver, a friend, or even a family member.
Here's another example. Imagine you're helping your parents unload groceries. Your mom might say, "Can you pop the trunk?" And you already know exactly what she means. Nobody is actually popping anything. It's just a friendly way to say, open the trunk. Next we heard, hop in. I love this expression because it's so friendly. Native speakers use it all the time.
Imagine your friend picks you up for dinner. They stop in front of your house and smile. Hop in. Or maybe your coworker offers you a ride after work. Come on, hop in. It's much warmer than simply saying, get in the car. This expression makes me laugh because almost everyone has said it at some point. Traffic's a nightmare. It doesn't mean something dangerous happened. It simply means the traffic is really bad.
You could also hear people say, parking was a nightmare. Finding a seat was a nightmare. Getting customer service was a nightmare. Native speakers use this expression whenever something becomes frustrating or difficult. I hear this one almost every week. You're all set. It simply means everything is finished. Everything is ready.
You'll hear it at restaurants, coffee shops, hotels, banks, even the doctor's office. For example, asterisk, here's your receipt. Asterisk, you're all set. It's a polite way of saying, you're ready to go. This is probably one of the friendliest ways to end a conversation. Instead of saying, goodbye, many Americans simply say, have a good one.
And what's interesting is, they don't even have to finish the sentence. Everyone understands they mean, have a good day, or have a good afternoon, or have a good evening. It's short, relaxed, and extremely common.
Now, let's talk about one expression that sometimes surprises Spanish speakers. Keep the change. Remember, in today's story, we used it as an example of a common expression. Even though many Uber rides are paid through the app today, you'll still hear this phrase in taxis, restaurants, cafes, or whenever someone is paying with cash. It simply means you can keep the money that's left over. Often, that extra money is a tip.
For example, you buy a coffee for $4. You give the cashier $5. Instead of waiting for your $1 back, you smile and say, keep the change. a simple expression, but one you'll hear for the rest of your life if you spend time in English-speaking countries.
Here's a small cultural tip. In the United States, tipping is common in many situations, especially at restaurants, with taxi drivers, barbers, hotel staff, and food delivery services. So, if someone says, "Keep the change," they're often leaving a small tip to thank the person for their service.
And remember, not every expression has a perfect word-for-word translation. That's why learning expressions through real conversations is so powerful. Instead of memorizing definitions, you're learning how people actually speak.
Exactly.
And once you start recognizing these expressions in movies, podcasts, YouTube videos, or everyday conversations, you'll realize they're everywhere.
And that's one of the best feelings when you're learning English. The moment you suddenly think, "Hey, I know that expression." That's when your confidence starts to grow.
Now that we've explored today's expressions, let's discover another interesting piece of English that appeared naturally during Mike and Carlos's conversation.
While I was listening to today's conversation, one sentence caught my attention. Carlos said, "Could you drop me off right here, please?" That sounded really natural. But Emma, couldn't he also have said, "Can you drop me off right here?"
Absolutely. And that's a question many English learners ask. The answer is actually very simple. Both sentences are correct,
But they don't feel exactly the same.
So, what's the difference?
Think about it this way. Can,
usually asks about ability or gives informal permission.
could,
Often makes a request sound softer, more polite, and a little more respectful.
So if I ask my brother, "Can you help me carry this box?" That's perfectly natural.
exactly.
But imagine you're asking someone you don't know very well. Maybe a hotel receptionist, a waiter, an Uber driver, or someone you just met. Many native speakers naturally say, "Could you help me?" because it sounds a little more polite.
So, it's not really about grammar. It's about tone.
Exactly. That's a great way to think about it. You're asking for the same thing. You're simply changing the feeling of the sentence. Here's a helpful tip if Spanish is your first language. In Spanish, we often say, "Puedes?" That one word can cover many situations. In English, however, native speakers often choose between can and could depending on how formal or polite they want to sound. So don't worry if this feels new. The more you listen, the more natural this choice will become.
Let's look at a few everyday situations. Can I have a large coffee?
Perfectly natural. Now listen to this. Could I have a large coffee? That sounds just a little more polite. Both are common. You're moving into a new apartment. You call your friend. "Can you help me this Saturday?" That sounds completely normal.
Now imagine asking your new neighbor, someone you don't know very well, "Could you help me for just a minute?" Can you hear how it feels a little softer? You're checking into your hotel. You need another towel. You could say, "Can I get another towel?"
Or,
Could I have another towel, please?
again,
Both are correct. One simply sounds a little more formal. Imagine you're ordering dinner. "Can I have the chicken, please?" Very common.
"Could I have the chicken, please?" Also very common. You'll hear both. You know what I like about this? Nobody is going to stop the conversation because you use can instead of could. People will understand you either way.
exactly.
And that's something we want you to remember. Don't let grammar stop you from speaking. Choose the sentence that feels comfortable for you. As you hear more English, you'll naturally start noticing when native speakers use could instead of can.
I also noticed something else. Carlos said, "Could you drop me off right here, please?" He added the word, "please."
Great observation. Words like, "Please," "Thank you," "I appreciate it,"
And,
"Excuse me," can make almost any conversation sound warmer and more respectful. Sometimes it's not just grammar that makes English polite. It's the little words we choose. So, here's today's discovery. If you're talking with friends or family, can is perfectly natural. If you're asking someone you don't know, or you simply want to sound a little more polite, try using could.
And remember, don't try to memorize a rule. Listen for it. The more English you hear, the more natural it becomes.
Now, let's practice together. We'll say a few useful sentences slowly, and we'd love for you to repeat them out loud with us.
All right, now it's your turn. One of the best ways to improve your English is by speaking out loud. Don't worry if your pronunciation isn't perfect. Just try to sound as natural as you can.
And remember, you don't have to speak fast. Native speakers didn't become fluent overnight. Take your time. Enjoy the process. Let's practice together.
Listen first. Pop the trunk.
Now you. Pop the trunk.
Great. Now, let's use it in a complete sentence. Could you pop the trunk, please?
Your turn. Could you pop the trunk, please? Listen. Hop in.
Now you. Hop in.
Complete sentence. Hi. Hop in whenever you're ready.
Your turn. Hop in whenever you're ready. Listen. Traffic's a nightmare.
Now you.
Traffic's a nightmare.
Let's make it personal. Traffic was a nightmare this morning.
Your turn. Traffic was a nightmare this morning. Listen. You're all set.
Now you. You're all set.
Imagine you're leaving a coffee shop. The cashier smiles and says, "You're all set. Now it's your turn. You're all set."
Listen. Could you drop me off right here, please?
Now you.
Could you drop me off right here, please? Listen. Have a good one.
Now you. Have a good one.
One more time, but this time, say it with a smile. Have a good one.
Now, let's put everything together. Imagine you're sitting in the back seat of Mike's Uber. I'm Mike. You're Carlos. Ready? Hi. Welcome. Hop in.
Now you answer. Hi. Thank you.
Where are we going today?
Could you drop me off at the City View Hotel, please?
Absolutely. Traffic's a little busy today.
You respond. No worries.
Here we are. You're all set.
Now you've finished the conversation. Thank you. Have a good one.
Fantastic. If you spoke out loud, you're already making progress.
And don't worry if it didn't sound perfect today. The more you repeat these conversations, the more natural they'll become. Remember, confidence comes from practice, not perfection.
Now, let's listen to Carlos and Mike one more time. We have a little challenge for you.
This time, see how many expressions you recognize without looking at the screen. And pay special attention every time you hear could instead of can. I think you'll notice much more than you did the first time.
Hi, are you Carlos?
Yes, that's me. Hi.
Great, I'm Mike. Welcome to Los Angeles.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Go ahead and pop the trunk. I'll help you with your backpack.
Thanks. I really appreciate it.
Carlos places his backpack inside the trunk.
Perfect. Hop in whenever you're ready.
Thanks.
Comfortable back there?
Yes, everything's perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Before we get going, can you just confirm your destination?
Sure. I'm staying at the City View Hotel in downtown Los Angeles.
Perfect. I've got it. We'll be there in about 45 minutes, depending on traffic.
45 minutes? Wow. Is it always that busy?
Well, welcome to Los Angeles. Traffic's a nightmare around this time of day.
I've heard that before. I guess it's true.
Oh, it's definitely true. Some people spend 2 hours driving home after work.
Really? That's hard to imagine.
You'll get used to hearing people complain about traffic around here. It's almost a daily tradition. So, is this your first time visiting Los Angeles?
Actually, no. I came here many years ago with my family, but it's my first time traveling here by myself.
That's exciting. Do you have any plans while you're here?
Yes, I'm planning to visit Hollywood, Santa Monica, Griffith Observatory. And later this week, I'm driving down to San Diego. I've always wanted to spend more time exploring California.
That's a great plan. California has a little bit of everything. Beaches, mountains, big cities, national parks. There's always something to do.
I'm really looking forward to it.
You'll have a great time. And if you like good food, you're in the right city.
Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to trying some local restaurants. Do you have any recommendations?
Absolutely. If you like Mexican food, I know a couple of amazing places. And if you're staying downtown, there's some really good coffee shops nearby too.
That sounds perfect. I love discovering places that local people recommend.
That's usually the best way to travel. Guidebooks are helpful, but locals always know the hidden gems. Looks like traffic is finally moving. We should be at your hotel in about 15 minutes.
Great. Thank you for the ride. You've been very helpful.
My pleasure. I hope you enjoy your stay. Here we are, City View Hotel, right in front of the main entrance.
Perfect. Could you drop me off right here, please?
Of course. You're all set. Have a wonderful trip.
Thank you so much. Here's $30. Keep the change.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Have a great time in Los Angeles.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You too. Take care.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. Carlos made it safely to his hotel, and along the way, we picked up some really useful English.
Today, we didn't just learn words. We learned expressions that native speakers use every single day. We discovered how a simple word like could can make a request sound a little warmer and more polite. And most importantly, we experienced another real conversation from beginning to end.
If this conversation felt easier to understand the second time, that's exactly how language learning works. The more you listen, the more your brain begins to recognize words, expressions, and patterns naturally.
Here's a little challenge for you. Come back tomorrow. Listen to this episode one more time. If you'd like, pause after a sentence and repeat it out loud. You don't have to sound perfect. Just try to match the rhythm and pronunciation. You might be surprised by how much more comfortable it feels the second time.
And remember, learning English isn't about memorizing hundreds of grammar rules. It's about understanding people, sharing ideas, making connections, and feeling confident enough to have real conversations.
So, if today's episode helped you, even just a little, we'd love for you to support the channel by giving this video a like and subscribing. Every like, every comment, and every subscription helps us continue creating free English lessons and real conversations for learners all around the world. And if you know someone who's learning English too, share this episode with them. Learning together makes the journey even more enjoyable.
And remember, learning English isn't about memorizing hundreds of grammar rules. It's about understanding people, sharing ideas, making connections, and feeling confident enough to have real conversations.
Next time, Carlos finally arrives at his hotel. Checking in should be easy, right? Well, let's just say, travel doesn't always go exactly as planned. You'll have to join us next time to find out what happens.
Until then, keep listening.
Keep practicing.
Every conversation you hear, every expression you learn, every time you choose to come back and keep going, you're becoming a more confident English speaker. Progress doesn't happen all at once. It happens one conversation at a time.
And remember, don't compare yourself to someone who's been learning English for years. Compare yourself to the person you were yesterday. If you understand even one more sentence today than you did last week, you're moving forward. And we're incredibly proud to be part of your journey.
So, keep listening.
Keep practicing.
And most importantly,
Keep believing in yourself.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Emma. Real conversations. Real English. Every day.